Well, good evening and welcome to Spotlight TV. I'm your host, Dr. Larry Carnes. So glad that you could join us for today's episode. And I tell you, we have the honor of interviewing someone I've just admired from reading his introductions about his book, Retired Admiral Worthington. How are you today, sir? And welcome to the broadcast.
Happy to be here. Glad to see you.
Yes, sir. It's a pleasure to see you. I tell you, I was looking and reviewing your book. I saw that you're born in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yep.
And I was amazed when I looked where you attended Brown University and then went to the Naval Academy. And when I saw this thing about the frogs, I said, now he must have been a Navy SEAL. And so I saw that. The reason I know I was in the Marine Corps, and so I got familiar with the SEALs, and I was on the USS Raleigh, the Sixth Fleet. I saw you mention something about the Sixth Fleet. So it's an honor to be with you, sir. Interesting here in your book, you talk about the early years, the active duty, and then the rest of it. Introduce yourself to our audience and go ahead and share your book with us.
Well, let me see. What can I say? I got you retired every day to Saturday, so I figured I had to fill it up with some good stuff, and so I said I'll just say what I joined it up to do and what I was able to do and accomplish, and a lot of it takes go to some serious for people all over.
Yes, sir.
Share something with my son, and he's in the Navy now. He's deployed, and typical UDT guy ends up in Tokyo. So there he is for 6 months over in the Seventh Fleet area.
In Tokyo. Wow. I saw as I was reading that your father was in the Navy. Now you were in the Navy, and now your son's in the Navy. That's awesome. What a legacy that you have there, transgenerational in your family. How does that make you feel?
Very proud, very happy to have done something, and was in fact one of the things that I was interested in showing was that guys can go into the service and they don't get trapped in one thing or two. There's lots of opportunities especially in the Navy and the Army. For heaven's sake, it's unbelievable what they have people able to do.
Yes, it is amazing. And being introduced, many times people don't think of the Navy, they don't think of the SEALs automatically because they think of the Navies as being on ship and having it easy. But I tell you, that training that Navy SEALs go through, I'm like, oh my goodness, how do you endure that? Speak to us a little bit about that.
That's part of the training that you go through, because when you first start to recon beaches, you can spend hours, like 8 hours in the water doing the hydrographic surveys, and you have to be in shape, and that's the way to do it.
My goodness. Of course, being in the Marines, I was familiar with the recons. And so I saw them running in sand and running in water and stuff. And I ran in sand, but nothing close to what Navy SEALs have to endure.
Yeah, with no sleep.
Yes. I read in the book about Hell Week. Talk to me about Hell Week and what that's like.
That's precision training to make sure the guy really wants to be in the underwater demolition of the SEAL team. Makes it hard enough that you want to stick around or get out, and maybe you shouldn't be there in the first place.
My goodness. I saw where you are a member of the Military Sport Council swimming competition. I saw that as I was reading that. And so you must have been an avid and a great swimmer. Did that help you in any way making the decision to become a part of the SEALs?
No, the SEAL teams were established in 1962, and I joined up in 65 to go through the bunch of underwater demolition training, and we were mostly working in the water. Then the SEALs took the mission of going inland to cause a little more havoc down in the river than just doing the beaches.
Wow, that is so amazing and amazing. Is there anything in particular that you'd like to share with our audience about the book? What really stands out to you?
Well, first of all, I like to say that writing the book was a good thing to clear the decks of what you want to talk about. But I found that doing the editing of the book was far more important than the writing. The writing just comes right out at you, that you can do. But then you have to think about getting, editing, getting the typos and the. I'm sitting here and found a mistake in the book, and I've got to fix it. But you never stop doing the editing.
Yes, sir.
Never.
Wow. That is so, so amazing. I watch, well, of course, by being a real admiral and me having some knowledge of the rank and the protocol by being so closely related to the Navy during my Marine Corps tour. Uh, what were some of the experiences that you experienced by being a real admiral? I saw you had command of SEAL teams and lots of commands. Share that with us and what our viewers may be able to discover in your book.
Well, it's a lot of the, the Navy tends to lock people into a certain task force. And I was told I was a flag lieutenant on staff when I decided I wanted to go into the frogman program, and people in the surface staff said, "No, that'll ruin your career." And well, I guess I ruined it the right way because having fun writing it, and it just shows that my children how you can change in the service.
Yes, so very, very important. When I hear you say that, it means that when you speak life to your dreams can become your reality, and don't let someone else cause you to think differently when you have a dream.
That's right, and I was happy to show that you could be a frogman and go to sea in the sailors, if you will, if the partnership with the Navy.
It was amazing. I was reading how when you go under this ship and it gets completely dark and you couldn't see certain things that you had to do, I was just saying, my God, how do you do that?
On
And
one breath, we
that
trained.
had to be powerful. Talk to us a little bit about that and what that felt like.
Well, it's very tough because you're under there. You can't see. You just have to have some idea where the hull is if you're going to put a plastic mine or something like that.
My goodness.
I
So
might add,
then,
I went to the Marine Corps Command Staff College, so learn what the Marines did.
yes. Well, I know if you're in the Navy and with the training that you went through, I knew you're going to have some close contact with the Marines and those DIs yelling in your ear and getting all in your face and all of those things. But it just amazed me at the how mentally tough you have to be when you're going to go through that training. That has to be psychologically, emotionally, and mentally. You have to be very tough to do that.
Well, you got to certainly enjoy it while you do it. And I remember during Hell Week, we'd run down the beach at Coronado, and I'd sing songs, 4 songs to the guys running down in the sand and hate California. It's the Lawrence Day, and just keep the kids laughing, and it goes right through it. You do the job.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can recall just even in my training how that unity, that camaraderie between those going through the training, how you had to support each other and help each other. And I saw that in your book, how it was so very important to support and to help each other. How important is that, even in life, the lessons learned and how you bring those over into life after the military, because you talk about the rest of it. Talk to us about that.
The Navy SEALs, you have to, when you do your training, you do it with your buddy system. You always go two guys to stay together and take care of one another, and it's like a marriage, if you will, and you have to pay attention to the details. I think I got my wife sitting right here now, so I got to be very strict in what I have to say.
You know, now that speaks volumes, sir. It's like a marriage. And when you have that buddy system, you must become one with that other person. There has to be that commitment. And I know that nothing speaks greater than that, than the training that you went through and the different responsibilities that you had. If there were some lessons learned or some pointers that you would give our listeners, what would be one or two very important things that would help us commit to be our brother's keeper, or to stay committed when someone needs our help?
Prayer helps all the time. So when you take your choices, you got to see if it's good for you or good for the service. You try and match them up and stay in shape for the right thing when nobody's looking.
Oh my good. Oh, character and integrity is a big part then. When no one's looking, when no one can see you, are you going to be consistent?
Well, I'm here with her and getting it down right the first time.
That is amazing. That's so awesome. So awesome. I tell you, I'm just amazed when I looked at the book and I went through and just reading and being captivated by your story. And let me tell you, you wrote it so eloquently, excellently written. We have about 2 minutes remaining. Is there anything that you want to share? And do you want to share a website or any information where people might be able to contact you if they want to get the book?
If you go on the computer, you look just unitseal.com, and that tells you all you need to know. But doing it's different. Getting in there and coming home with sand full, with your pants of sand full of I'm having a little trouble.
Yeah, it's okay. The website's at www.grworthington.com.
Excellent.
Yes.
Thanks for the help.
You're welcome.
Excellent, excellent. And I know that that the book can be purchased there on Amazon, because I've gone there, I've seen it. So our viewers, you can go to Amazon and purchase the book. And you know, we have 1 minute remaining. I tell you, it's such an honor and a privilege. I'm honored to have this opportunity to interview you. Is there anything you like to say in the last 30 seconds that we have?
Well, I look at the people talking about the Carnes. What's the word I'm looking for? Comradeship. And we're colorblind in the SEAL teams. Go right in. When I went to the Buds, Washington was one of my roommates, and right there, you just do your job, and you come out on top.
Wow, that's powerful. Thank you so much for being with us. It's an honor to have you with us, and we appreciate it. Thank you all for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again on the next Spotlight TV.
The only easy day was yesterday.
Yes, sir.